It is the evening of May 8th, and early on Sunday morning, the 10th of May, I am heading off on a work conference that lasts for a couple of days. And for that, or during that, there's going to be a little bit of a more fancy dinner on one of the days. And I had seen that in the program and just been like, yeah, it's a dinner, great, I'll need food. But then we talked at work and we were like, oh yeah, we should maybe be dressing up for this. And I have not packed anything yet. I have not fully planned out what I'm going to bring or wear, but I had some thoughts then about what to wear for this dinner. Firstly, my thought was to wear this dress. This is a black lacy dress that I got in the fall sometime, and sometimes I'm trying to steer away from black, but I figured this would be a good base to have in my wardrobe for fancier occasions or like funerals, because I didn't really have anything else that was suitable for funerals. Thankfully, I don't go to them very often, but this was a thought I had. However, I thought that was going to be a bit too boring when I remembered that I recently acquired this skirt. This is a skirt that I thrifted in, I want to say February, maybe March. It is this silky, really pretty skirt that I haven't yet worn because it's felt a little fancy. I don't mind dressing in fancier clothes in my day-to-day. I do think a lot of people think that my style is quite dressed up. I don't know if today's outfit is a good example, but I do dress sometimes in something that is a little more fancy, a little more dressy, perhaps, than a lot of the people I'm around. But this I haven't yet worn because I haven't figured out, or I haven't planned out, I haven't played with it to figure out exactly how I want to wear it. But I think that this dinner is going to be the perfect occasion. So in this video today, I want to try out a few different outfits for this skirt. Now I have already figured out how I'm going to be styling this skirt for the dinner. I just haven't tried it on yet, and I haven't actually decided on this layer. I have the skirt and I have the top layer, but I haven't decided what top I'll be wearing with it, though I have narrowed it down quite a bit. So I'm going to do that in this video and show you my options, but then I also want to play with this skirt a little bit in this video to try to figure out other more casual ways, potentially casual ways, that I can also style this skirt. So let's get into it. Okay, I'm going to be holding this close because I haven't yet put on the sort of base layer on the top, but this is my plan. This is the skirt on. I have shown it in one other video before. I can link to that if you want better shots of the actual skirt. That is not what this video is about. But I have paired it with my tailcoats. My tailcoats don't get a lot of wear. I thrifted these, I don't know, I want to say like 2022, 2023. And I have worn them a couple times, but they do feel very fancy. And sometimes I want to wear them as a jacket. I think like, oh, it would be really cool to wear as a day-to-day jacket, but I haven't yet done that. And I do also think that it could be really cool with brooches on the lapels, but the lapels are also shiny, so they have a bit of an effect or something going on with them anyway. But I think that this is so cool. I'm going to step out here to not hit my head, and then I'm going to look in the mirror, and yes, this is what I'm going to do. This is just stunning, this is great, but I do want something under it because this doesn't button and I don't want to have my entire torso out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a white shirt. Now I have a lot of white shirts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white shirts. So I'm going to go through these and try maybe 1 or 2 and figure out what I'm going to wear for the dinner. We have shirt option number 1. This is a short sleeved shirt. It has some frills on the cuffs and they also button. I just haven't done that to them. It also has a little bit of a puff sleeve and it has a shoulder pad in here, but so too does the tailcoats. It's over here. That's why I'm pointing. It has some lovely frills on the front, and then it has this lovely big collar, which currently needs a little bit of help, but don't we all? Now, the positives of this shirt is that it is cropped, first of all. So if I untuck it for you right now, it's not very long, which means I don't have a whole lot of fabric to tuck in as I will for some of my other white shirts, which means that it won't be adding a lot of bulk in the skirt part, and especially it will not be adding a lot of buttons, because I think that this skirt will just show every little bump of potential buttons that I have going on here, and that would be nice to avoid. Downsides of using this shirt is the collar. This needs to be under the collar of the tailcoats. I will show you what it looks like in a minute. It cannot be on the outside and still look good, and it is a little bit disruptive. It is a little bit of a problem. Now, I love this shirt, I love this collar, I think it's great, but it does tend to do sort of this, especially. I haven't ironed it, and I'm not intending to iron it while I'm there, though I could iron it before I go, I suppose. But I really want the collar to sit nicely, and if I take the tailcloths off, say it gets really warm, I don't want to look like this. I want this to be where it should be. Another potential con of using this shirt is the shoulder pads, and I guess possibly the sleeves. The tailcoats already have shoulder pads, so I don't know if this is going to add extra unnecessary bulk. And also one of these shoulder pads has come undone from one of the two places that it's secured, which means it tends to twist and move around a bit, and I should either just cut them out because I don't feel like I need them for the poof to still be a cute poof, but I also think that it might add extra bulk currently with the tailcoats. The sleeves are short, which is a positive thing, I guess, in a way, because then they won't be, I don't know, looking out below the sleeves of the tailcoats, but I don't think I'd mind that now that I think about it. A negative of the sleeves being short is that they probably will ride up in a different way inside the sleeves of the tailcoat. But let me try the tailcoat on to give you the full picture of what it would look like with this shirt. Here is the outfit with the tailcoats on, and this, I'm going to step closer so you can actually see details, is what it looks like with this shirt. Now the sleeves don't feel like a problem. I can't really tell any difference in the shoulder pads, which are already quite thick and big and a little bit wider than my shoulders. I think it looks good, but I do also think, like I said, that the collar will be doing silly things, especially if I have to take it off. The tailcoats also cover up a lot of the details, like a lot of the frills, a lot of the fun things about this shirt, including, I guess, the poofy sleeves. So I want to try it on with a different white button down. Let's see how that goes. Here is shirt option number 2 without the tailcoats, just to show you the shirt itself. If I were to take the tailcoats off, this is what I would look like, and I like it, but I think that this, I mean, it is more bland and plain than the short-sleeved one I just showed you is. That one has more action to it, though this one also has a little bit of a puff, and then it has some details like right here and on the sleeves. It is a really lovely shirt that I really like. I'm just wondering if it's the right shirt for this thing. Now I have tucked this shirt in, and it is longer than the other one I showed you, but I think it looks okay. I will also be wearing tights, which means I will shove the shirt into the tights, which will hold it in place more and make it maybe a little less bumpy than it would if I didn't wear tights, like when it gets rolled up or moved around. A plus with this shirt compared to the other one, even though this one is longer and has to be tucked in further, or more of it has to be tucked in, is that the buttons on this one are just normal flat buttons. They are nothing special at all, whereas the buttons on the other one are those sort of three-dimensional buttons that I really think would shine through or show through this skirt. But let me try the tailcoats on with this now. Here it is with the tailcoats on, and I am not 100% sure how I feel. I'm looking in the mirror behind you right now. This definitely works, but it is a lot more boring. It is a lot more boring than this one that I tried on before would be. And then I'm looking at my options, because I have this one, which I don't want to try on more white shirts, should I? I do have 2 more that I think could work. Let's run through them real quick and see how I feel in them before I make my decision. Yeah, shirt number 3 is just a straight up no. I haven't even tucked it in, but this is a much more form-fitted shirt, and it is getting too tight, which you can tell by this whole situation. And while this embroidery, I don't know how well you can see that, this embroidery is really pretty, this does not make any good additions to the outfit. So on to another option. All right, we are on to the final option that I'm considering, even though I said I have 7 button downs, or 7 white button downs. The ones I'm not considering is this one, for example, which is my proper summer button down, which is very broken. I have mended this multiple times, but it's not, I think, fancy enough or dressy enough for the look I want to have for this thing that we're doing. Also, I haven't tucked the shirt in the back, if you can see that. I also have this one, which has birds on it, and I think it's really cute, but I don't think it's what I'm going for. And then the final one that I haven't tried on is this one. This is short sleeved like the first one. It is a little bit sheer like the first one, as in not a sheer fabric, but like quite a thin fabric. And it has this going on down the front, like this sort of embroidery lace detail. I don't know how well they're going to show up on camera. And I think this is too everyday, too simple maybe, to be an option. I could try it on. I'm not trying it on. This is a very plain shirt. Like, it doesn't have anything going on, no lace, no embroidery, nothing like that. But it has a fun collar. It's beaded, both with like these silvery beads, but also just clear plastic ones, as are the sleeves. Now, I have left the sleeves out and down, but you can actually flip them up. You're supposed to flip them up. And there we have more fun on them. Now, I don't think... Well, they might actually stay that way. They do have a button, like, at the tips of them that I obviously can't close around the sleeves of the tailcoats. But this might be it. I thought this was going to be a little bit too plain, with just a lot of plain showing. Like, the sleeves do something if I let them peek out. I could just fold them up as they should be worn and just have them inside the sleeves. But I do like this whole cuff situation going on. But I actually quite like it. This color isn't fighting with the color of this. It also looks pretty decent if I were to take this off. And this might be it, actually. I think I have my outfit for the party or for the dinner. Wow. I really like this. I like this a lot. Now, as for shoes, I have a pair of like loafers, black loafers that I thrifted in October that I have only worn once since I thrifted them. And I don't know if wearing them, which like they've been worn by someone else, but they're still new to me, on cobblestone is the best idea. We will see. But that is my thought, because then I have black shoes, which might be nice. I don't know. I don't have any more fun shoes. I don't have a lot of shoes because I had 2 foot surgeries and no shoes fit me anymore. Yay. So those are really my good option, I think. Maybe with some band-aids on my feet just in case I get blisters, or to try to prevent me getting blisters, I guess. But that's the look. And then for hair, I'm not much of a hair person. I'm probably going to do a claw clip like this, or just have it out and free. Pretty much. But this is the fit. Now let's move on to some more casual fits with this skirt, if that is possible. Option number 1 for a more casual look is this. But you can't really see much of the skirt, can you? This is a big oversized dark blue denim shirt paired with the skirt, but the skirt completely disappears. Like, it's a long skirt. You can see the skirt from like mid-thigh, partway down the thigh, and down, but the top is completely gone. And do I like that, or do I not like that? I am not sure. I have to step closer so I can actually see myself in the viewfinder, but I kind of like it. Like, when I step close enough to see myself, I only see what is in the viewfinder. So I'm just gonna have to squint a little bit. I like the colors together. I'm wondering if I do a little half tuck or something. Again, everything tucked into the skirt will probably be a bit bulky. But let's see. I probably should have tucked the part that actually has the base part of the buttons and not the top part of the buttons. But what do we think of this? I'm looking in the mirror. I'm not sure. I kind of like it. I think I do. Would I like it more if the shirt was up or down, tucked or not tucked? Not sure. Let's try tying it. Okay. I really like this. Now, the shirt is quite thick, so there's going to be some bulk, and like this just kind of stands out like this. But I like this. I like these colors together now that I see more of the skirt paired with the denim. I mean, this is a nice shade of denim too. I don't mind it normally. But this looks really nice to me. This silhouette, I'm not sure about this. Again. But this silhouette I really like. Now, I don't have any denim shirts that are shorter than this and the same color. I do have this denim shirt that I am going to try, which is a little bit shorter maybe. It's short sleeved. And it has this garden theme on it, and it is a lot thinner of a denim than the one I'm wearing right now, so I will try that. I do also have this denim button down, which is a little bit lighter in its color, and it has pockets down the front, which I don't know if that's going to look good tied up, like tied the way this is. And I'm not just going to pair this skirt with denim to make it more casual, but I do want to try it with both of these shirts and see what it looks like. Here we have it with the more garden themed short sleeve button down. And I'm not mad about it. I don't hate it. I like the tie situation more here because this is a thinner shirt, so it's easier to tie. That is still sticking right out, but I can easier like tuck it in like so, sort of. Gonna move it around a bit, but something like that I do quite like. Again, I like that the waist is not necessarily visible of the skirt, but like it gives a little bit more shape than if the shirt was just down and long, like I started with the dark blue one. And I do think that this garden theme in its pastel colors looks quite nice with the teal of the skirt. Let's try the last button down. This is funny to me because between this one and the first denim button down I showed you with the skirt, generally as button downs, this one is my favorite. I got the darker blue one a bit of on a whim. I found it, I tried it on, I liked it, but it was so much darker, it was so much duller that I kind of tended to opt for this one anyway. And the floral one is my most recent one. I got that in March. I've styled it once or twice, but I haven't really worn it enough times to make, like to place it on a tier ranking with this one or the dark blue one. However, this outfit, I don't know why I point to you, this outfit, I like the least. I don't like this at all. This is the wrong shape. I can't really tie it up because of the pockets. Thickness-wise and sleeve length-wise, this sits somewhere in the middle between the floral embroidery one and the dark blue one, because these sleeves are a little bit cropped. They are also rolled, like a centimeter of them, but still. And the thickness is somewhere in between, like I said, and the blue is also somewhere in between, I think. But I don't like this at all. This is not something I want to wear. And I'm wondering now, I don't have a proper top on, but let me see what this looks like open, and we just imagine currently that I'm wearing something other than just a little bralette. Do I like this more? I do like this more. I don't know what shirt I would pair with it. I could do a button down. Well, maybe not, because this is sort of a shirt, so I think it'd be a t-shirt or a tank top. But I like that it breaks up. It's not just a solid block of denim. You actually see denim, skirt, denim. I like that more. But yeah, I'd probably wear some sort of t-shirt or tank top. And the problem with that is that they are all in colors that don't really go with this skirt. This skirt is, I feel like it's in a different season, color season that is, than a lot of my wardrobe. Like I have shirts in this color. Don't think that would look well. I have bright yellow. I have other things I don't think would work very well. But I'm going to see if I can try to find one t-shirt that I could pair with this whole outfit and see if I like that. And I don't know if I should go for like a very contrasting color or something that is more harmonious, if I can find either of those things. But let's see. Okay, here we have a potential option, but I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it. So I have this like sort of, I don't know, semi-longer sleeved t-shirt top that I got in the clothing swap I went to recently, and I feel like the color looks nice with the shirt and with the skirt, but I don't know if I love the shape of them together. This is a very clingy t-shirt and it's quite wide in the neck, which I don't mind, I don't love, I feel pretty neutral about, but I don't know if this is what I want for this outfit. But color-wise, I like it because these are sort of jewel tones together, and I think that looks nice, but I'm not 100% sold. Let's try a different combination entirely, including removing this denim button down. Here we have another attempt, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. So this is one of the white button downs I didn't try on with the tailcoats. This is that very informal summer one that I talked about that has a few missing buttons and a few other problems. It is coming apart a little bit. And I've paired it with this pink tabard thing that I got in March. It is 100% linen, it is really cool, and I've paired these two things, the tabard and the white shirt before, and really enjoyed that combination. And I do think that I like this. I have to look in the mirror, but I do think I like this. I think that this color works well with the skirt. I hope that it doesn't look too similar to the shirt I just showed you, because they are not the same color. That is more purple and this is more pink. But I like this. I like the bottom hem of this, that it goes up a little bit in the middle, and I like how it looks with the skirt. The skirt is like closer to my body, and then the tabard is a little bit on the outside of that. Like it, I don't know, there's dimension that I quite like. Color-wise, I also think it looks nice, but I also said that I didn't want to have just one big block and then the skirt, like I did with the denim shirt, the third denim shirt. But this doesn't do that, because this has a different kind of movement to it. It has a different shape to it. And no, it doesn't feel the same way. I feel better about this, and I quite like it. It does feel a little eclectic, and I don't mind eclectic. I actually quite like eclectic. But what I forgot to say with the last outfit with the denim button down was that I had 3 different textures going. It was the denim of the shirt, it was a t-shirt that was a cotton and elastane mix, and then this silky satiny skirt. Here are also 3 textures. And I liked the fact that there were 3 textures. That felt fun. I liked the fact that there were different textures. It's not something that I planned for or look out for, but I liked that it had that. And this one also has 3 different textures. So again, we have that sort of silky shininess of the skirt. We have this linen top, and then the button down is cotton. And it has these florals on it, like this floral embroidery. I think you can see that somewhat. And I do quite like this outfit. Is it a new favorite? I do not think so, but it's really fun, and it's one of the favorite ones I've put together for now, for this video, with this skirt, which again, I haven't been styling. So let's try something else. Okay, now we're talking. So this is a lot of open arms, bare arms. I probably want to wear some sort of shirt with this, but I didn't want to put on another white button down. Please forgive me. But this is a vest that I thrifted last summer, which feels very fancy to me because it is shiny and it has like, velour is not the right word. Sammet in Swedish. It'll be on the screen for you. And look at these colors. Look at this. Look at this. It does feel very fancy. I'm not going to change my mind about what I'm wearing for the dinner on Monday, the one that I started this video trying to find an outfit for. But this is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to put on the tailcoats. Please forgive me. Are we seeing this? Are we liking this? I think I like this. This definitely feels very fancy. Like all these fabrics, all these pieces feel very fancy to me. I'm still not changing my mind about what I'm wearing to the dinner. But this is good. But we wanted casual. We wanted casual, and this vest is not casual. We are back to button-downs, apparently. This is a striped linen one that I got also at that clothing swap that I mentioned before, and it's a little bit creased because I wore it recently and it like rolled up when I was sitting down. I really like this shirt. Do I like it with this skirt? I am not 100% sure. We're gonna try to do a little bit of a half tuck or partial tuck and see how we feel about that. And by we, I mean me, because you are not here and you cannot express your opinions to me right now. I haven't done the best job of tucking this in. It's a little bit creased up in here, but I like this. Is it just because I like this shirt so much? I'm not sure, but I do quite like this. I chose to not tuck in the back. I don't know if that looks silly or intentional, but it is what I did. I quite like this, though I do feel like these are for 2 different occasions. This is fancy and this is very casual, which is what we were going for, I guess. So let's just roll with that juxtaposition. All right, my last base layer attempt is this. This is a brown turtleneck. It's not black, it is brown. I hope that shows up all right on camera. Brown turtleneck that I also got at the clothing swap. So far we've seen, what, 3 of those pieces in this video? And I think I like this. I think turtlenecks, I'm looking in the mirror again, I think turtlenecks can be really casual, they can be dressed up, but I like this together. I feel like it's casual enough. I do feel like it's missing something, and I need to wrap up this video soon. Maybe a dress could work, I'm not quite sure. I'm not thinking of a specific vest right now, although... Fine, I was going to do something else. I'm going to show you 2 more layers with this as its base, and then I'm going to wrap this up. We do have this vest. This is a vest that I thrifted in Japan last spring, and I think I've only worn it once. I have not been getting a lot of wear out of this vest. I think it's really cool, but it's also quite a lot, even for my style, but that's kind of cool. That is very autumnal all of a sudden, with the brown, yes, but also because I think of this as a very autumnal vest, because... pumpkins! But I think this looks pretty nice, and this is also reversible, so let me just show you that very fast. The vest has been reversed, and I like that a whole lot less. But the thing with this vest is that this is the same base fabric on both sides, and it's blue, the base is blue, and then we have some sort of turquoisey green sort of something going on here, which I feel pairs with the skirt. But this is too boring. This is way too boring. Let me show you my last thought for right now for this video. I am not convinced that the brown turtleneck is definitely the way to go to pair these two pieces, but what do we think of the blazer with the skirt? I don't mind the blazer and the turtleneck. I feel like they harmonize pretty well. This isn't brown, but to me from afar this looks kind of brown, though it's just like a dark blue and then mixed with the red and then just an amalgamation of that. But with the skirt, this is quite nice. I am not much of a blazers person. I own this one and I own a floral one that I'm not trying today with the skirt. And I do have the tailcoats, and I guess you count that as a blazer. But I don't wear blazers a lot. I don't feel very at home in them. And I guess you could argue that blazers aren't necessarily casual, though for some people they are. But I actually don't hate this. I quite like it, I think, having not worn it properly, but I think I quite like it. And it is one more way for me to wear this blazer, which again, I don't wear a lot. I think I've worn it twice so far this year, which is more than some of my other pieces, so there's that. But I don't feel fully at home in this blazer, and I have been wondering if it should be in my wardrobe, but that's a discussion for a different day. But that is where I'm going to leave you today. I am very warm from having tried on all these clothes, and also turtleneck in May is a choice, so I want to take this off. But thank you so much for watching. I would love if you wanted to try to style this skirt with pieces in my wardrobe. I'm going to leave my wearing username on the screen for you right now if you want to try to style me over there. I would love to have more thoughts and more opinions on this skirt. And I would love to hear what outfit that I put together was your favorite. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another video soon, so I hope to see you then. Bye!